Hello, my name's Diane and welcome to my channel. I've got a really great crochet tutorial for you today. It's the Starburst granny square and it's slightly different, as in I've created two brand new rounds added onto the design, which in fact makes the whole thing a little bit bigger, which is great. So if you'd like to carry on watching, I will show you step by step how to make this. And if you do like any of my other crochet content, please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And also, if you hit the notification bell, you won't miss out on any future releases. So for now, let's get on with this granny square. To give you an idea of what the granny square looks like, here it is, and as you can see, here and here are two completely new extra rounds, and with those added on, this granny square is 7 inches by 7 inches. So yes, it's a little bit bigger, and which always helps when you're making it into blanket projects, etc. So let's get started. For this project, you'll need 4 or 5 different colours of your choice of a double knit weight yarn, one of them being white for the border. You'll need a 5mm hook and a pair of scissors, some stitch markers and a darning needle. Okay, so let's start with your slip knot. Then we're going to chain 4. Then we're going to slip stitch into that first chain that you just made. Creating a chain 4 space here. Then we are going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Now this chain 3 does count as a stitch. Now we're going to place 15 double crochets into that chain 4 space. So yarn over, put your hook into that chain 4 space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And again, yarn over, put your hook into that very same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So continue now to put 15 double crochets into the chain 4 space, and as the chain 3 counted as a stitch, you shall have 16 stitches in total. So when you have 16 stitches, double crochet stitches, we are going to finish off by slip stitching into the top of this first chain 3 that you did at the beginning of the round. But before we do that, we're going to bring in the next colour. We're going to change colour, and to do that, find your chain that you're going to slip stitch into, which is here. Push your hook in drop the working yarn of the old colour there, add on your next colour and pull that through to complete the slip stitch, and there you have changed colour. And then cut off your first colour and then get these two ends here and just tie a knot just to secure it as we continue. So for round 2, chain 1, now we're going to make a puff stitch into this first chain here, the same one that we're coming out of here, this very first one. So first of all, pull your chain 1 loop slightly looser there and keep your tension very loose. So yarn over, put your hook into that same stitch and pull up a loop and pull it up so these stitches are nice long, by about 1/2 centimetre long. Then we're going to yarn over again, put a hook into that same stitch, pull up another loop, again bringing the loop about 1/2 centimetre long, yarn over, put your hook one more time into that same stitch and pull up a loop. We have 7 loops on your hook. Now what you need to do is turn the hook this way so that the hook part is pointing downwards, because what we're going to do now is yarn over, grab hold of your stitches and carefully pull through all 7 stitches and then yarn over and chain 1, and that is your puff stitch. So now we're going to put another puff stitch into every stitch all the way around, which will be 16 in total. So let me just show you again. So yarn over, find your very next stitch, which is this one, pop your hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, put your hook in the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, put your hook in the same stitch, pull up a loop, and making sure that you've turned your hook this way, yarn over and wiggle your hook through all 7 stitches, then yarn over and chain 1. So continue. So here we are at the end of row 2, and I've just put in my last puff stitch into the last stitch, and we're going to slip stitch into the side of the first puff stitch. But first of all, because we're going to change colour, bring in your next colour ready to change that colour. And another way that you can change colour without having too many pieces of yarn sticking out is snip this pink colour off now and pop your hook in there, the side stitch of that first puff stitch, and drop your pink yarn, grab the green yarn or your next colour of choice, hook it round the hook, keeping hold of both ends, and then pull through, and then pull through the pink loop, and you've finished the round and changed colour. So just turn it over, keep your working yarn to the left there, and then you've got your pink end piece and your green end piece. Just tie that into a little knot just to make it nice and secure. And at this point, it's probably just a suggestion, spend a little bit of time sewing in the ends. Obviously, if you're comfortable leaving it till the end, that's absolutely fine. But now we are going to move on to row 3. For row 3, we're going to start by chaining 2. 1, 2. Then we are going to make a cluster stitch in between every puff stitch. And to do this, yarn over, put your hook into that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, put your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, put your hook into the same stitch, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now this first cluster stitch is slightly different, as in because we did a chain 2, we already had a stitch, so we have 4 double crochets there and 4 loops on the hook. For just this first one, that is how we make this. So then yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on your hook, and then chain 2. Now each and every one from now on is slightly different because we didn't have the chain 3 to begin. So yarn over, put your hook into the next in between your puff stitch, put your hook in and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Then yarn over, hook in the same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, put your hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Now as you can see, we've done the same amount of times, but we only have 3 double crochet stitches there, but we have 4 loops on the hook, so we will do it one more time because we want the 4 double crochets together. So now we have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but we have 5 loops on the hook. And at this point we now yarn over and pull through all 5 loops and chain 2. So I'll show you again. Straight away, yarn over and put your hook in between the next two puff stitches. Pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through two. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through two. Yarn over, put your hook in the same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through two. As you can see, we need to do one more time. Yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through two. You have your 4 double crochet stitches here and 5 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all 5 loops and chain 2. So we are going to continue putting a cluster stitch in between. Let's get some more yarn. In between every puff stitch. So I'll do another one. Hook in, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Hook in, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Hook in, pull up a loop, pull through 2. One more time. Then chain 2 and continue all the way around. Continue to do these all the way around until you get back to that first chain 2. So once you have 16 puff stitches, cluster stitches, you then need to slip stitch into the side of this first puff stitch. But we're going to, as we're going to change colours, bring in your new colour, grab your scissors and snip off the green. Then find this top of your chain 2 here, pop your hook in, grab your next colour and finish the slip stitch with your next colour. And then you want the beginning end of your new colour and the snipped off end of your old colour and tie it into a knot just to secure. Okay, so we are ready for round 4. Round 4 is a round of puff stitches and they are puff V stitches. So chain 1, Then yarn over, put your hook into that very same chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, hook in, pull up another loop, yarn over, hook in, pull up another loop until you have 7 loops on your hook. Then yarn over, pull through all 7 loops and chain 1. Now we're going to place another puff stitch into the very same stitch. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up another loop, 7 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 7 loops, then chain 2. And we're going to do this in between each and every cluster stitch. So yarn over, put your hook straight in between that next cluster stitch there, and we're going to do it again. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 7 loops on your hook, and then chain 1. Now make another puff stitch in the very same stitch. Then chain 2 in between, always chain 2 in between the puff V stitches. So I'll show you one more time. So yarn over, pull up a loop, pull up another loop, and another. 7 loops on your hook, and pull through all 7 loops. Chain 1, yarn over, pull up a loop, all in the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop keep going until you've got 7 loops on your hook, then yarn over, pull through all 7 loops and then chain 2. Continue all the way around until you've put in your last puff V stitch in this stitch here. Once you've come to the end of round 4, you'll have 16 puff V stitches all the way around, and to prepare for the next round, we're going to finish off. So we chain 2 and slip stitch. We're going to change colour a different way. So I'm going to finish off tie off this colour first. Slip stitch into the top of that chain 2 with your colour that you've just been working with. Slip stitch to finish, and snip off your yarn, and then yarn over and slip stitch through to tie off this colour. Now the reason we're doing that is for the next round we are going to start in a different place. So bring in your next colour of choice. And we're going to be working in between the puff V stitch. So we wouldn't have been able to carry on here. We need to start in here. So simply attach your next colour. I'm happy to join with a knot, but you can use whatever methods you like. And for this round, we're going to start by chaining 3. Now we're going to make another cluster stitch. So yarn over, hook into that space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, hook into the same space, yarn over, pull through 2, and again. And as before, because we started with a chain 3, which counts as a stitch, we already have our 4 double crochet stitches and 4 loops on the hook. So yarn over, pull through all 4 loops. Then chain 2. Now we're going to put a double crochet in between the chain in between the chain 1 space of the puff V stitch, which is into here. So yarn over, go straight in between, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then chain 1, and then in between the puff V stitch we're going to put another cluster stitch. So yarn over, make your cluster stitch the same, making sure that you have, so we've got 3 double crochets there, so one more time. So you've got your 4 double crochets stitches here and 5 loops on the hook. So yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. Then chain 2. Then double crochet in between the 2 little puff stitch, chain 1 space of the puff V stitch. So yarn over, pop in your double crochet there and chain 1, and in between the puff V stitches put in another cluster stitch. Chain 2, double crochet in between the puff V stitch, chain 1, cluster stitch in between the puff V stitches themselves, and then chain 2, and that's your pattern repeat for this round. So it's a cluster stitch here, a cluster stitch of 4 double crochets, then chain 2, then in between the puff V stitches put a double crochet, chain 1, and then again in between the puff V stitches a cluster stitch and then chain 2. Repeat all the way around until you've put your last double crochet in between this puff stitch here. Okay, so after round 5, this is what your work should look like, and now we're going to move on to do the border. So you see these cluster stitches, cluster stitch, pick any one anywhere around your circle, cluster stitch, double crochet, cluster stitch. You want to attach your border colour here to the right hand side of that double crochet that's in between your cluster stitches. So we'll just attach with a knot and pop your hook in and pull up a loop. Now we're going to start by chaining 4. This actually counts as a stitch. Now we're going to place 2 more treble crochets in this same space here. So a treble crochet is yarn over twice, put your hook in that same space and pull up a loop. Then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We'll do one more, yarn over twice, put your hook into the same space and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that is the first part of your corner, and then we need to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to place another 3 treble crochets into the other side of this double crochet here. So let me just pull the camera out slightly. There we go. So yarn over twice, put your hook into the space after the double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1. We just need to do 2 more. Yarn over twice, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then do one more, so it's three trebles, 3 treble crochets. Now you're going to chain 1, and then we're going to put excuse me, 3 double crochets into the stitch at the top of this double crochet from the row below. So just yarn over once, put your hook into the top of that stitch there, pull up a loop and make your double crochet. Yarn over, put your hook into the same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and one more. There we go. Now chain 1 and find your next double crochet from the round below, which is here, and we're going to place 3 half double crochets in this one. So yarn over, put your hook into the top of that double crochet, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook. Now 2 more half double crochet, yarn over, hook in, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. So you've done 3 half double crochets in there. Then chain 1, and we're back to putting 3 double crochets into the next double crochet from the row below. So yarn over, put your hook in there, pull up a loop and make your double crochet, and 2 more into that same space. Now chain 1. Now we are back to the next, doing a corner. So we've got a corner here along one edge, and now we're going to place our next corner into these 2 spaces here, not this one. So we're going to skip over this cluster stitch here, put the corner in here. So it's 3 treble crochet stitches. So yarn over twice and put your hook in this space here, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over twice, put your hook into the same space, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and one more. And chain 3. Yarn over
twice, and the other side of your double crochet, put your hook in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now do another 2 more treble crochets. And there's your next corner. So here's your corner, and is 3 treble crochets, chain 3, then another 3 treble crochet stitches, chain 1, 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1, 3 half double crochet stitches, chain 1, 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1, and then you back to doing the corner. So now repeat, starting from your 3 double crochets into this double crochet here. So basically repeat this row again, and then put in another corner, and then repeat across there, another corner, and then another straight. So I'll just show you one more time one side. So to start, after your corner you chain 1, and then find your next double crochet and place 3 double crochets into the top of that double crochet from the row below. So double crochet there, and 3 into there, then chain 1, find your next double crochet, yarn over, and we're going to put 3 half double crochets in this one, then chain 1, find your next double crochet, which is here, yarn over, and 3 double crochets. Then chain 1. Now skip this cluster stitch here and work into the space just after. Yarn over twice, place 3 treble crochets in this space. Then chain 3, and 3 more in the next space after that double crochet. Okay, that's 2 sides done. Carry on and do the next 2 sides and I'll meet you back here. So we've gone all the way round and made the border on our granny square. We just need to finish this last part off. You've put in your last double crochet, 3 double crochets into that double crochet from the row below, so chain 1 and slip stitch into the top of that chain 4 that you did at the very beginning of this round. Okay, so we're on to the next round, and I would suggest using a stitch marker for this. Obviously this round is optional. I do think it just finishes off the square quite nicely, but if you want to leave it just there, by all means do so. But I like to just put a round of single crochets into each and every stitch. So what I'll do is I'll pop a stitch marker into there and just chain 1 and literally I'll just pull the camera in, putting a single crochet and trying to get them through both legs of the stitch. There we go. Single crochet, and then for the corners, make sure you put in single crochet at the top of that treble there. Might be a bit tricky. Just wiggle your hook around. Let's try again. There we go. So when you come to the corner, chain 3 space, put in 4 single crochets into the space. So not working into the actual stitches, just put them into the space. Just put in 4 single crochet stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, keep scooching your stitches up, and 4, and I find that really kind of fills the corner out nicely. And then again here, this first treble, don't forget to put your single crochet in there also. And just continue round, putting in your single crochets in each and at the top of every stitch there. And into the, in the chain 1 space, pop it into the stitch. I'm trying to make this square, make the square nice and square. And then in the top of there as well, every single stitch, and work into the stitch on all of these, apart from the corner where you'll work 4 single crochets into the space. So continue, you can see it just finishes off the square quite nice. So carry on around popping in your single crochets, and I will meet you back here to finish off our square. So we've gone all the way around, with our single crochet stitches, and we're back at the stitch marker. So take that stitch marker out, and you can see there's one more stitch needs to go in there, and then just slip stitch into that very first chain one that you did at the beginning. Yarn over, pull up some wool and snip that off. Snug that down nice and tight. And here is your large Starburst granny square. Just sew in all the ends now. Tidy up, sew in all the ends. That's what it looks like. It looks the same on the other side. And with your 2 extra rows, it just makes it that little bit bigger. So, I hope this tutorial was helpful to you, and I would love to hear what colours you're going to make this in, and if you're actually going to apply them to any projects, blankets or wearables, accessories, homeware. Very versatile, the granny square. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and thank you for watching this video.